So I just want to speak to the women today that are feeling like single means damage. Single means something wrong with you. It doesn't. It does not mean that. Stop allowing this societal thing that people are saying that women, when they're single, is because no one is choosing them. That is a lie. Yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where being single is a beautiful choice rather than a miserable circumstance. And today's episode is brought to you by my workbook, Get Unstuck When Life Sucks, the 30-day guided self-help journal with journal prompts. Do you feel stuck? Does your life suck? Have you been in the same place in life for so long that you've given up hope on trying to move forward because you're just over it? Then this journal is perfect for you. It gives practical steps to turn your sucky life around. The goal of this journal isn't to change your life in 30 days. The goal is to give you the clarity and confidence you need to begin the journey to moving forward and getting unstuck. You have everything you need right now to get unstuck. You just have to believe and begin to move. This journal is available on Amazon.com. All right. Oh Lord. I feel like this is another episode that is long overdue because we are in a societal crisis where single women are under major attack. I know single men are under attack too, but my blog's name is Single Woman Chronicles, so I'm going to speak on this. For some reason, men have, not all of them, a lot of these angry, bitter, resentful men who don't have the emotional intelligence to understand that because they're angry, they want women to suffer, have begun to believe and lash out at a lot of women, especially single women. So there are a lot of men sitting on their couches alone telling women that they're going to die alone, which is very confusing because, dude, you alone too. Like, how you gonna tell me that I'm damaged because I'm single when, sir, you single too? I'm confused. So this episode is titled Single Doesn't Mean Damage because I need a lot of women to understand that it does not. Just because you are single, that does not mean there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. I have a blog that literally addresses the issue. It says, I've been single for so long, is there something wrong with me? That blog does numbers because after being single for a long time, a lot of women, a lot of people, but women are more so attacked for the issue because it is a double standard, but people won't rightfully say it to you that they think there's something wrong with you because you're single, but they will imply it. That's why when you're at these Thanksgiving dinners or these family functions, they're like, oh, why aren't you married? Why is the implication? Because the why says that you're supposed to be something that you are not at the moment. But it's kind of like, what? I don't understand. Because the thing about it is, before you get married, guess what you are? You single. If you get a divorce, guess what you are after that? You single again. So does that mean that anyone who is not in the bubble of marriage, there's something wrong with, that you are damaged, especially if you're a woman? The double standard is a man chooses to be single, a woman is only single because no man has chosen her. That is a lie from the pits of the hell, okay? Like, what? It just don't make no kind of sense to me. But I do want to walk y'all on my own journey because I have felt that way. I have been in seasons in my life where I felt like I was damaged because no man had chosen me. I felt like I was going to die alone. I felt like I was going to be single forever. So that fear, that insult would have penetrated my existence. But now, anybody saying it, I actually feel sorry for you because that means for anyone to tell someone you're going to die alone, that means that they've thought about dying alone because their circumstances are telling them that. Their mind is telling them that because they think there's something wrong with them. So they want to project that onto you, which is a lie. I recently got that comment in one of my videos, and I laughed because I'm like, oh, this poor gentleman. And I had time that day, so I joked with it, and it's like, whatever. But it's a horrible thing to say to someone, but it's also it's more telling of that person than the person who it is said to. So let's get into it. We know that I talk about this all the time. Even fact, the reason I made this blog was because I was always the single friend. And I felt that the Lord was torturing me. I felt like he wanted me to be single. I felt like he wanted me to just live a life of torture because you put me on this earth with this big heart. I'm a hopeless romantic and I love so much. But you not sending me nobody, God. What is this? What madness be this? Okay? So I know growing up, because I didn't get the attention or the love that I know I needed. Growing up, we need that nourishment. We need to be nourished by love. We need to be nourished with attention. We need to be nourished with affection. Because when you don't get it when you're younger, guess what you're going to do? You're going to grow old and still need it and try to find it in unhealthy places. So that's what I did. Growing up in high school, in college, in young adulthood, I looked for love, like they say, in all the wrong places because I didn't have a love for myself. I did not have that attention that I was supposed to get when I was younger. So I looked for it in men. I looked for it in approval, right? So I did equate the fact with me being single in high school because, you know, all the TV shows you watch, all the movies you watch, people fall in love with their high school sweetheart. They don't fall in love with their high school sweetheart. They at least dated somebody who went through a bad breakup when they was young and moved on to college. And they dated somebody and maybe met their love of their life in college. But if they didn't, they at least had a long-term relationship in college and then broke up with that person and eventually learned how to love and heal from that and then went on in their early 20s, got married by 25. You know, I don't know what 25 is, but that's what happened. Like everybody think, I'm going to get married by 25. They got married by 25 and live happily ever after. Well, that didn't happen for me. I didn't have a long-term relationship in high school. Didn't have a long-term relationship in college. Didn't have one in early adulthood. All I had was situationships. So single in high school, single in college, single in early adulthood. God, why are you torturing me? Like that is exactly what it felt like. And then this blog was birthed out of that pain. This blog was birthed because I felt like there was a target on my back, specifically from God. He wanted me to be doomed, to be single forever. And I hated every minute of it. So one day I woke up and realized you can't keep sitting in this place. And I realized that after settling for a certain relationship because I got tired of being single. I literally settled for a relationship that I knew I didn't belong in. That person did not water me at all. He drained me. He drained everything in me. But I wanted to be in that relationship because I felt like from the outside looking in, people were looking down on me because I've never been in a long-term relationship. Only really situationships. The longest relationship I had at that point was maybe a month or two. And I needed to prove to the world and to myself that I had the ability to be in a relationship for at least a year. So I accepted this relationship. I accepted him cheating on me. I didn't know for sure he cheated on me until after we broke up, but I felt it. When you feel it as a woman, amen, you know it's happening. And I just wasn't the type of person to snoop and look through phones and stuff, but I knew the evidence was there if I looked, but I didn't. I accepted being cheated on. I accepted emotional abuse. Ain't nobody putting no hands on nobody, so don't put that rumor out there. I've never been in a physically abusive relationship, thank God. But definitely emotional abuse, just manipulation. And after that relationship, I woke up and was like, yeah, you can't keep walking in this. So eventually I was able to be content being single. And now I do not base my worth on being single. The other day I realized I've been single for over 6 years. Like it hit me. I was like, oh dang, it's 20. And then if you see, wow. Because I stopped counting. I stopped counting because that stopped mattering to me. It stopped mattering to me how long I had been single because that did not equate my worth. In those 6 years that I have been single, I was going through a healing journey, which was a very long journey, which I've overcome a lot. And I truly believe that I had to go through certain things so I can help other people. A lot of times, even I was listening to church this morning, because I'm recording this on a Sunday, and I listened to my church home is Pastor Craig L. Oliver of Elizabeth Baptist Church. Amen. But I also listened to Change Church, Darius Daniels. He is amazing as well. And he was talking about a lot of the times we tell God to use us. We're saying, God, use my gifts, use my talents. But that's not how God uses us. He uses our life. So what I believe is he's using my life to help women and people, period, understand that you can be single, but that does not mean your worth is evaluated by that. Because let's talk about it. If we were to say worth is evaluated by your relationship status, we would say Jesus was worthless, because Jesus was not in a relationship his entire life. Paul was not in a relationship his entire life. Let's name some women who weren't. Homegirl who ended up helping the spies that they called the prostitute. She was not in a relationship, but she was valuable. We got Mary and Martha. They lived together, which mean they were not married, because if they were, they would have lived with those men. These are two women who were very talked about because of their brother Lazarus. Guess what? They were single, but they are worth something. So what I'm saying is your relationship status does not equal your worth. We talk about mental health a lot, but are you taking charge of your mental health journey? You already know I talk about going to therapy and how my therapist snatches my edges all the time, asking me questions that I would have never thought to ask myself, asking me questions that I've pondered on for years. But I want that for you. I want growth for you. I want the best version of yourself, because the only way to reach your goal, your potential, your destiny is to become the best version of yourself. And let that begin with therapy. So let's start with Talkspace. Talkspace has a promotion right now where you can get $100 off your first month. All you need is the code SPACE. Yes, SPACE, SPACE. Click the link in the description box to get Talkspace right now today. Let's start 2023 off right. We out here. I already told y'all we out here. So get it right now. Click the link wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple, it's in the description box, even YouTube. Get it right now. $100 off. Like $100, that's a lot of money. Y'all better come get this. Come get this therapy. Come get this therapy. Stop allowing people to say that. Stop allowing people to tell you that or make you feel like that. But now let me get back down in there with you, because I get it. I get it. When I tell you I overstand, I overstand. I remember being in a relationship when I was about 20 and feeling like I had to earn him. And that was actually a pattern in most of my relationships, feeling like I had to earn someone. That feeling came from me feeling as if I wasn't good enough, so I had to prove it to these people that I was dating. So most of my relationships were spent with me working overtime trying to prove that I'm good enough for you to receive me. I'm good enough for you to keep me. I'm good enough for you to stand in this relationship with me. And that's just not true. Y'all, I'm tired. I'm tired of that. No, I don't do it no more, but the remnants of it, the scars are still there. I posted a video about how God snatched my edges over last week, and he told me that the reason that I may be a little bit emotionally unavailable is because it's not because I don't have the emotional capacity to handle a relationship, because I know I will, I'm overqualified for that. It's because I'm so used to being disappointed in a relationship that when I meet new people, I don't expect new beginnings. I expect endings. I'm going to say it again. I expect endings, not new beginnings. And that comes from the scars. Yes, I've healed, but the scars are still there. I still see those scars. So I am afraid. I am afraid to put my hope into a relationship because I'm so used to them ending, because I'm so used to short-term situationships, because God has used a lot of my life to go through short seasons of things so I can be healed from certain things that needed to be dealt with. And I can vocalize how and what and when and how I went through it so I can help other people. But it hurts. It still hurts. it still hurts. I do still have moments and I'm like, God, why? I know I'm amazing. I know I'm dope. I know I'm incredible. What madness be this? But there's none of me that's telling me that I'm damaged because of it. So I just want to speak to the women today that are feeling like single means damage. Single means something wrong with you. It doesn't. It does not mean that. Stop allowing this societal thing that people are saying that women, when they're single, is because no one is choosing them. That is a lie. Women are out here pursuing things more than a relationship status. That is a lie. Sometimes we don't control when we meet someone. God does. I know we like to think that if you follow A, B, and C, step 1, 2, 3, that you will do this. No, it's still up to God. It's our part and it's God's part. So if we haven't met that person, I can't tell you why, but I can tell you it has nothing to do with your worth. Your relationship status ain't got nothing to do with that. So stop allowing the society to tell you that, because that's where the lies come in, and that's how you start to receive your message, and that's how you start to move in life. Stop doing that. We need more people out here walking in their worthiness, because when you walk in your worthiness, you move different. When you walk and talk like you know you that girl, you know you that guy, you know you that person, you know you are valuable, you move different. You move, you're unapologetic in your movement. You out here. Your chest poked out, you out here. And then there comes a contentment with that. There comes a I'm able to sit with myself, and although I may feel alone today, I know I won't tomorrow. I love me some Glorilla. That song Tomorrow is a prophecy. Cause sis was speaking facts, honey. Cause that's why I love tomorrow. I might be feeling lonely today, but that's why I love tomorrow. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And I just realized this episode is gonna drop on Valentine's Day, so it's perfect. It's perfect. And if you listening to this, I want you to go outside. And if you don't feel like going outside, don't. Because I wrote a blog about what single women can do to enjoy their Valentine's Day. And a part of it is sometimes you don't want to go outside because there's too many people out there. So maybe you want to stay inside. Do what you feel. But don't feel sorry for yourself today. Feel empowered. Because truth be told, we can all be with somebody. We can all get up right now, call somebody, get on a dating app, call that dude that's been in your DMs for years, talking to himself. Just respond, yeah, I'll go out with you. We can do that. But it's a choice to say, I'm going to remain in this place until I get what I want, until I get what I know I deserve, until I receive that person that feels lucky every single day waking up to have experienced the person that I am. And that's what I'm waiting on. I'm not out here trying to be nobody's, oh, you'll do. Oh, well, since you stuck it out with me, I'm going to go ahead and choose. No. Mm-mm. Hey, They say I can do better all by myself. Exactly. So I just want people to stop. A huge way to stop feeling sorry for yourself and feeling like you are damaged because you are single is to really avoid negative channels in your eye and your ear gates. Avoid what you listening to. If you find yourself, I really had to stop doing this, y'all. I kept listening to like all of the social media videos and even the TV shows just about the negative part of dating and relationships, the negative part of being single and all that, like the date horror stories. And I try to avoid that because that's not what I want. So I'm going to pay attention to what I want. So lately I've been listening to a lot of happy couples. I've been listening to a lot of just positive stuff. Married couples, happy couples, people who just met. I've even been listening to men because I want to understand men more. Because I want to prepare for the man that's coming for me. Amen. Also, I know a lot of the reasons we feel like we may be damaged because it's human nature to look for reasoning. So we're going to try to find a reason on why we're single, right? So a lot of people, most people will deduce, the common denominator is me. So it must be something wrong with me. I think stop when you're trying to find the reason that you've been single for a while or the same thing keeps happening. I need you to look more at the patterns of your relationships versus who you are as a person. Stop measuring your value of self. Start measuring the value of the relationships that you've had. For example, for me, I noticed the patterns of the relationships or the people I was choosing to date. Well, really, my therapist noticed it, was a lot of buttholes. She literally said buttholes, but the derogatory term of it. So she said I dated a lot of buttholes. And I noticed I also dated a lot of emotionally unavailable men. I had to realize I was dating the same person in a different body. And the reason I was doing that was because one, I was comfortable with emotionally unavailable love because that's what was mimicked, or that's what was modeled. That's the word I'm looking for. Modeled for me growing up, but also I, feeling unworthy, felt the need. I thought that in love you had to prove it. Not in the testament of the trials and tribulations you're going to go through in love, because you are going to be tested, and that just comes with life. But I felt like I had to prove that I was valuable. I had to do that by going above and beyond anything you want. I can do it. I can fight through this. I can fight for your attention when you ignoring my text. I can fight for when you telling me you don't want a relationship right now, but maybe if I stick it out, I can make you want one. I can fight by, you saying that I'm really not your type, but you settled for or accepted me because, I was just there at the time and I went through stuff with you, but deep down, you making me feel like I ain't even the one. Like, what? I ain't doing none of that no more. Like, when a dude don't come with the energy of nervousness when he first around me, for real, like, if you don't have that energy where you just eager to see me and all, what we talk? No. Like, I've overcome so much. I really, really, really have. I laughed this morning because my next podcast episode is going to be about how God healed my brokenness. And I was just laughing and talking to God this morning about how angry at him I was for making me go through all this BS. And I was just so mad at our Father and Savior. I was just so upset. Like, why would you do this to me? But now I see why. And it was a journey. And a lot of the times we have to heal through pain. Like, many times the only way to be whole is to be broken. Tasha Cobb Leonard has a song called Beautifully Broken, and she says the only way to be healed and whole is to be beautifully broken first. And I have been beautifully broken a many of times. But it made me who I am today, and it made me the woman that can talk to you about this, because I know that the darkness you may feel and how damaged you may feel right now will not forever be that. And you can do that alone. You don't need anyone to come save you. You don't need anyone to come tell you that you're beautiful, because guess what? When you are dependent upon the outside world to tell you your worth, as soon as something goes wrong and they can't tell you you're beautiful that day, you can't get attention that day, you're going to go back to feeling unworthy again. You have to feel it for yourself. That's why it is called self-worth. Okay? And it's nothing wrong with feeling ugly right now. You can feel beautiful with work. You just have to learn to fill that cup by yourself. You can't fill that cup with external things. It has to be with internal things. You have to. Oh, you have to. So yeah, that's what I want the message to be. Happy Valentine's Day. You are wonderful. You are not damaged. You are not. You stop letting these dusty men who are actually just angry because they got rejected in middle school. and they're lashing out on you. Stop letting them tell you that you're damaged because you're single, because that's a lie. Because a lot of them want to be in relationships, but they are just so defeated that rather than trying harder to figure out who they are, they want to tell women that we are nothing. That's what's really going on. So let's not do that. So enjoy your wonderful, beautiful, amazing Valentine's Day. Until next time, bye.